plan of action today, we're going to take Kalik here and we're going to get him to level 60 with that little angel pie on his back. So let's jump in and do that. I think the initial start of the plan is going to be doing the nightmare dungeons. I have some items, I think 3 that I can jump into nightmare dungeons on, so that'll be the focus. So yeah, let's jump in. I should have probably mentioned at the start, yes, Frost Sorcerer is the build. A lot of basically freezing everyone, and then they take extra damage every time we do frost damage to them when they're frozen. So what is, let's have a look. Increased healing. Healing receives increased by 10%. We don't have any healing, so that's mute. Death Pulse. Killing a monster releases a deadly lightning pulse after a short delay. We need to keep an eye on that then. Monster lightning damage. Monsters deal an additional 15% of their physical damage dealt as lightning. So my usual approach when I'm dealing with all these enemies, if I can, is try to jump in the middle of them, or at least follow them up like that, and then do a Frost Nova, which is the big pulse. Okay. Majority of the time it works quite well. Okay. So they're not doing too much damage towards us, which is quite nice. It's gonna summon someone. Nope, okay. So, 4 blood boils. We've got 12 revives. Oh. And we picked up something else. Okay, so we do have a little shield. Always try and pop that when it comes to me not really knowing what my surroundings is. That, I've never seen boots do that before. Let's have a look and see. We're gonna add the item we had in our back. We've now got a shrine. Let's have a look at what these boots are. Critical chance is increased by 28% of your movement speed bonus. I'm pretty sure Sacred is better than Legendary. Oh no, Unique, sorry, is better than Legendary. We'll hold on to them. So Greed Shrine is going to give us a lot more money. So we're going to want to quickly actually approach. The more damage we do, the more enemies we face, the more gold we're going to get.
I need time to prepare that.
Oh, there's a lot of enemies. That's the good thing about mage, is that you do tend to keep your distance for the most part. So when it comes to these AoEs on the ground when they die, the enemies that we're killing, we can quite easily either not be close to them or easily jump away from before they destroy us. Pick all of this up. Conjure. We are still looking for a control glyph. So everyone eyes peeled for the control glyph. just gather everyone up a little bit. Freeze. So when we do freeze elite enemies like that, it's what's good is basically the freeze will hold them in place, and then we have our ice shards, which effectively bounce off 4% chance to ricochet to other enemies. When those attacks hit other enemies that are frozen, that deals even more damage. So the plan of action is always to basically freeze everyone in a circle, aim towards the elite, and when everything else kind of ricochets to everyone else, it kills everyone else while still taking a lot of damage to the elite first. So that's always the plan when it comes to facing any elites. Yep. Basically what happened there, target delete, bounced off him, killed everyone else. Or a large chunk of the people in the area. Okay, fork in the road, can't go that way. Oh, got 2 more boils to get. I'm gonna back off a little bit.
I'm not ready yet.
I wonder what the boss is gonna be. Okay, we're gonna call in the blizzard. I usually find it quite valuable when there's a large target like this in the middle to call a blizzard, because it means as they work round to hit you, they're working through that blizzard, and then when they get to you, you can then deal a lot of damage with the frost shards. And also when you're calling the blizzard while you're working round, it's dealing damage to the boil as well, so completing our objective a little bit faster. Okay. So I'm trying to gather some of these together. It usually is quite tricky when majority of the enemies around us are ranged. So you can only kind of grab what you can and then freeze all of them. Is that all of them done? Oh yeah, we have. Right, we've done them all. That's good. So let's see what the boss is in this area. It's usually like a pre-boss, yeah, like this. So like a smaller arena, more enemies spawn in. I'm gonna take them all out. Just being mindful of those explosions. I'm gonna shield up a little bit. So we need to bear in mind that the vampires spawn little mini bats, so while we're destroying quite a lot of them, it could result in us taking a lot of damage from these little bursts. I think we did that alright though. And let's see what the final boss is. Bear in mind we've still got our lightning resistance, so we shouldn't take as much damage. Now, the enemies that have a bit more of a glow to them, I don't have the full ins and outs, but usually they tend to drop better loot. Not necessarily gear that I've seen. I think they more drop different gems that you can slot into your equipment. No, I just wrote my word there. Now when you're in... Oh, later.
Helga, I'm sorry I left so quickly. Father said such awful things. I couldn't bear it. Don't fret over me. I'm safe. I fled to the ruins we thought deserted, and was shocked to find there a group of kind folk who offered me food and lodging. I hope you'll come too. I'll admit I was scared at first. Hard living has made them strange looking. But they feed me quite generously. For once I have some fat on my bones in this frigid wasteland. Love, rebellion.
We're gonna pop my armor, do a little circling. So they're the bats there. And those are the ones we need to keep out for. They're sneaky, very small. So if we're in a big cluster of enemies and start to just explode them, we'll probably take quite a big hit of damage. Okay. Like that.
I'm not ready yet.
So we have our first malignant heart. Just pop that. Shouldn't be too hard. Usually if it's just the one on its own, we can take it out quite easily. Let's have a look what he gave us. Deal fire damage to surrounding enemies whenever crowd control effect is removed from you. Removed from me. It's quite rare I'm usually hit by crowd control. If it removes from me, yeah. I think spiders are usually the only ones that they can get you caught in their web, which results in you being stuck, but okay, so we just need to take out the flesh orbs. Fairly simple boss. That's him stunned. Gonna let the mana trickle back up. Oh, don't need to. And that's the Nightmare Dungeon. Immortal Emanation Tier 1 complete.